Hi, everybody. Thanks for troubleshooting with us. Okay, well, if that's that, then let's get to the presentation portion. Let me share my screen again, and we'll go through some slides here. Uh, okay, so topics for today, some of the things that we're just going to talk about is a review of the harmonic universes, moving up to the second harmonic universe and how that applies now. The first harmonic universe is coalescing into its new form. And then so it affects all 12 dimensions that we, engage in, even though we've been talking about an 18-dimensional universe. And there's literally like a void where the old first harmonic universe used to be. So it really doesn't even exist anymore in those laws or mathematics that were operating there are being, phased out, so to speak. Yeah, so our solar system is really active now, and I've been seeing some of the planets and some of the nature spirits that are coming out of them. I'm going to be using talking about the Aramaic original letters and their significance in our embodiment. This interestingly helped Sammie a lot when we did this. Yeah, so some of the new images to support our recalibration to 4D. So we'll be working with that. Yeah, in the in this recalibration pool of Tara. Somebody had a question, or let's see. Oh, that went to Melina. So yeah, Melina, see that? Look at the chat. Okay, and let's see. All right, so that's the basic topics. Oops. Oh, why aren't you working? Why aren't you advancing? Such technical issues here. Let me stop sharing, come back again. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so this is kind of a review from a few months ago. In 2017, the cosmos prepared to move this first harmonic universe of 1D, 2D, 3D to the second harmonic universe of 3D, of 4D, 5D, 6D. So we've been kind of coexisting like this, and we've been kind of coexisting like this in this state, which made it easier to access higher dimensions, access our soul, and start connecting to soul, because that really starts at the 4D level. And now they're all starting to come into a new kind of configuration. It was like last week I saw this like accordion, and it just went opened up. So it's still coalescing, so to speak, and maybe why we're feeling kind of nauseous at times, a little unsteady at other times, as it all comes into alignment, and it feels like that this equinox is a big point of getting this new harmonic universes all kind of operating as in its new kind of vibrations and configurations. So yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what how this feels after the spring equinox. I know there are people, astrologers and people talking about that, how significant this spring equinox is going to be. So, so this is, a drawing from a while back as well, coming into everything coming into alignment with the 16th, 17th, and 18th dimensions. So this is really underway now. Even though I've been kind of seeing this for a while, now it's really starting to uh, coalesce, so to speak. Just to kind of review as well, right? We're been in this kind of, and as a simplified analogy, we've been kind of in this 15-dimensional universe, and represented by this cube, and that is going to fade. I don't know how long that's going to take, and we're in this kind of hypercube, and hypercube technology, like we talked about last year, that is kind of going hyperdimensional. It's like, and this is by the addition of the sixth harmonic universe. I mean, we're connecting into more beyond the 18th dimension, like, you know 19th and 20th. I mean, there's a whole lot of things happening at that greater cosmic realm, but um like, it feels like we have to get this coherent in this sixth harmonic universe as physical beings, and a lot of new technologies are going to come to our awareness, being able to work with dark matter. It seems like that's going to be a big game changer, going forward at some point after we experience some of these breakdowns. I don't know. Um, oh, and so the fractal laws, fractal mathematics, right? Fractal meaning, in these terms, what organizes the micro realms. So if we think of the mathematical equations, um, it's God's uh, law, or God's language, to organize, uh, you know, at that micro level, which would be like the quantum field. So how are atoms going to be come together? How do we, the basic stuff that our material world is made out of. And so this is one of the things that Sammie had shown me um, several months ago, and somebody even might remember the blog, that this, what we call the Mandelbrot fractal mathematics, she was showing me, is going to fade away, because that's based on this 15-dimensional universe, and now there's a new one that is coming online, and it's in alignment with this tesseract and the crystal spiral, which is more organic and simpler to our physical bodies, really. So it's underway. One of the ways that we can think of this is that we're closing out a grand uh, cosmic cycle. And if you remember, like maybe from last year, we talked about that, like going to the point of origin before any distortions ever existed, when God, exhaled his breath, that became like a dragon body or a cosmic body, and then it, divided itself, so to speak, into these other, quote, universes or cosmic bodies, really, and that two left the group, to kind of create on their own or explore creation, and there was really no battle or anything. Uh, and this, what I was shown, a couple of years ago, I think it was in 2020. Like, this was a about 950 billion years ago in our time frame. So this cosmic cycle started then, and since then, uh, more distortions and fallen consciousness continue to propagate, so to speak. So now, if we think of that as the beginning, right, the head of this dragon that started at that point, and it started on this creation cycle, or a grand alpha and omega cycle. Oops. And now we're at the point of returning back to that point of before any distortions ever existed. And so this is the future timeline. This is the future. And so it's like the fall never happened, in a sense. And we could say in the old timeline, right? That's why we keep talking about collapsing timelines, and there's new timelines. In, let's say, the old timeline, this fall of Tara happened. These lower consciousness beings, these archons, um, these satanic kinds of beings and Luciferian beings, that's all part of this, that part of that cycle. But now we're going back to the point of origin. And I know some people feel like, we're going back to as if the fall never happened. And it's kind of like yes and no, to me, because um, it's yes, we're going back to the pre-fall timeline. We're creating pre-fall timelines to get back to that our point of origin. But it's like there's an aspect of us that has to remember of what caused the fall and what created distorted consciousness. Even if we may not remember it as generations go exactly what happened, it somehow, it's in our memory, in our soul memory, in our soul body, so that we don't recreate the same thing. And this is kind of what we're seeing in the outer world happening. They're trying to get us to recreate, that old timeline, keep that perpetuating, keep that fall and consciousness alive and going. um, because for these low consciousness beings at multidimensional levels, and even in human form here, they need that in order to survive. They need that consciousness because that's what they operate on. So this is the evolution of the human body, uh, so that we can alchemize, we can alchemically, through our bodies, um, make these corrections. So it's like, um, as we heal and uh, heal our emotions, heal our mental constructs, and alchemize that, from more of that soul observer point, we're eliminating aspects of those distortions, and fallen consciousness as we go. Um, and that's, part of this ascension path. And so changing into 4D density is the first, is a major step. And again, this is supposed to be one of probably the most challenging, going from that 3D to that 4D. And then, we'll change to a 5D platform, physical platform, and 6D. But because those fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensions are in that second harmonic universe, it's supposed to be a little smoother. We'll see. We just don't know. But that means we can already access into Tara, like we've talked about before. So so that's kind of a way of looking at this. I put this here, the 7 main chakras that we operate from. Oops. Just for new people who might be watching the video, the replay. if you haven't seen our other videos and things, this is kind of where we place them. And this father arc, the 15th, this is the 15th chakra, and it's actually way, way out in deep space. It goes through Andromeda. And the 13th chakra is here, and we share this with the earth. The earth has a 13th chakra in the center, and the 14th chakra, the autists had us put it here at the level of the still point. So just for some of the new people who might be watching the replay. So this is kind of another way of looking at the analogy. The old 3D platform, it projects a hologram, that includes multidimension, how we've been viewing multidimensionalism, and also the spirituality and um, spiritual teachings that we've had. So it affects our perception, and not just our physical eyes, but our third eye as well, and how we view the outer world, how we see things. And so now, stepping onto a 4D platform, um, it's going to project another type of hologram. It'll be a little different. So now we can see from the level of the soul and what may have been invisible to us before, and it's what's giving us a new perspective on things, and a new perspective on who we are, and also then spirituality is going to change. So the other point is to kind of recognize this as humanity, as we ascend, that at each stage, when we change to a 5D platform and a 6D platform, that will also change the perception of, uh, of all of this reality, what we call God, what we call ourselves and things. And I feel like, it's important to kind of say that and remember that, so that we don't hold on to things as dogma, and that this is forever. This is the way it is, and this is the way it has to be, because this is what, the religion's taught, and that's can become limiting, at each stage. So, even what I'm saying today, I'm trying to give analogies from what we know in 3D ways, or 3D thinking and language, um, some of these changes, so that we can uh, allow the mind um, to kind of understand and not become overly fearful about what's happening to us. So somebody had a comment. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Marianne. Uh, yeah, so it affects our perceptions. And so you may feel like your eyes, pressure in your eyes at times, in your third eye, going through different things, because part of this is to change our perceptions. Nope. Oh, why are you doing that again? Oh, every time I open up the chat box and then close it, it does that. All right, so I have to stop share again. And okay, do it again. All right, and then it works. Okay. So some of the things that I've been seeing happening now in with the other planets. So this is Venus, and obviously it's not what Venus looks like, but it's a higher dimensional Venus. I don't know, it could be fourth, fifth, and or second harmonic universe Venus. And she is releasing these heart tones to help us get coherent with our heart, the fourth chakra, the heart there. And then Mars is releasing these crystalline nature spirits that is affecting our bones. It's affecting our skull and our bones, because right, our bones are the densest aspect of us, and that has to get lighter. That has to change density as well. So it's affecting our bones. So these are nature spirits from Tara. Somebody had a question. Uh, Oh, and so Marianne says she had a huge purge of outdated religious dogma over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I can imagine. Uh, and then Heather and Linda. Oops, Heather. Oh, okay. So Melena's replying. Okay. All right. So I probably won't be able to advance again. Oh, I did. Wow, it worked that time. I don't know why. Who knows? Let me just take a sip of water here. So rainbow silks from Uranus. Uranus Uranus's orbit, from what I understand, or Uranus kind of lays on its side, perpendicular to its orbit, and so it's like north and south poles are, go more horizontally from our perspective. So that's why it looks like it looks like that, and I think that's why they call Uranus the rebel. When Uranus comes, like expect change because it's got to do something different. Is the idea, I think. So it's releasing rainbow sylphs. Sylphs are the element of air, and it has to do with our um, mental processing. I'm trying not to use mental body because Sam said there's no mental emotional body, but it's hard to. But so our mental, uh, cognitive functioning, let's say, and this, I think, are we in Aquarius yet? Yeah, we are in Aquarius, aren't we? I think so. I think even in the 13 zodiac signs we're in Aquarius. Um, so it's going to activate it's going to help clear our mental constructs that we, have been operating from, and help us to uh, take on higher level thoughts, is the word that's coming, align with uh, God thoughts and thoughts that were on Tara, the belief systems on Tara, so to speak. And so let's see, somebody show, okay, the chat. Uh, okay, so it's still chatting. Okay, let's see if this, so Pixies from Pluto, and this is Sharon. I know this is the way I was guided to draw it. I know it looks like a little lima bean, but Sharon is, I think Pluto has, I can't remember how many moons Pluto has, but it's one of Pluto's moons. I can't remember if it has two or one. So they're releasing pixies, which are like really, really tiny fairies, so to speak. They're really, really tiny, tiny. Uh, like so smaller than nano size. I was like, well, that's good because we need these nanoparticles and all this other stuff to be cleared. So I was like, well, are you going to be able to clear that stuff? Help us clear it? And I think so. Uh, so yeah, Pluto is releasing these pixies, these tiny, tiny pixies. Oh, doing it again now, huh? Okay. All right. Share again. Uh, okay. So into the next one, yeah. So this is the Aramaic alphabet. I know, like last week, uh, it I was talking to a small group of ladies, and this came up, and then after I had talked to them, I felt like from Sam, you have to write the Aramaic alphabet, um, and so I did. This represents your tube, the horror line, going through, and so when we did it, it like landed down in the pelvic floor, these letters uh, of this Aramaic alphabet. There's 23 letters I found out. Um, there's like sound codes of the original Sophia consciousness codes to make our bodies flesh. So the word made flesh. The sense that I got was when, you imagine that God source sent out this
Oh,
human
wow.
tablet to be uh the avatar human, the God expression as a human form. The Aramaic language, the sounds of the Aramaic language was to imprint us physically with the Sophia, the wisdom of Sophia, the wisdom consciousness. Um, so whether you're a man or a woman, right? I mean, because the feminine principle being magnetic, it then it draws down the masculine or that male aspect, into our bodies and helps us balance that. So um, right, it we were guided to do this so that the uh, the base foundation of our physical bodies is to operate on that. And obviously now, there's going to be more changes to the physical body, but to have that base platform of the original Sophia consciousness, uh, and you can work with these yourself. I mean, you can if you do a search of the Aramaic alphabet, it'll pop up, and if you want to just play with writing it, as best you can. And some of them have the sounds. And again, just approximating the sound of the letters the best you can, and saying it with your voice. Um, it seems to have an effect on on the body. So yeah, like I said, I knew I felt it like an immediate shift in Sammie's body. Like it just all of a sudden something aligned um, really, really quickly uh, in her body. So we'll be kind of working with that today in the meditation. Oh, and I somebody turned me on to this book called The Aramaic Jesus. If any of you are, you know, um, um, Yeshua lovers or followers, like I have a close relationship with Yeshua. But somebody translated a book. He went back to look at uh, the Aramaic Bible, that the Aramaic that the people still use, these Aramaic Christians still use. And before it was translated into Greek and these other languages, or not even Hebrew, but the original Aramaic. And there's some really different interpretations and context of uh, the Aramaic Bible, you know, compared to the Bible that we, might know. So, if anybody's interested. So, so many more people have a chat. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, Marianne's a synchronicity. I was doing Qigong sounds and I kept hearing the timing will shift the body. Oh, toning. Okay. Have you heard the prayer Our Father in Aramaic? Yes, it's different. The interpretation, this guy, this man, I'll post it in the when I share the link for the replay. Yeah, it's beautiful. Uh, and if you play and if you work with these Aramaic letters, they're deep. Like, they look like these simple squiggly lines, and there's only 23 of them, but they have real depth to them. So yeah, yeah, it's amazing. So let's see. It won't let me advance again. Every time I open the chat, at least I figured it out quickly. Okay. All right. So we're also going to use this diamond Merkaba. Oops, that Sammie um, wanted me to draw and use. It's helping her body to recalibrate. So it's a diamond shape in the Merkaba, and this is what's inside there, and it's called a hexahedron because uh, it has 6 sides. So if you imagine that this is 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4, 5, and then the back side is 6. So a cube is a type of hexahedron as well. So this is a diamond hexahedron, and she said it helps us to in this higher 4D platform to helps us to recalibrate our light body connection with the physical body, and particularly how the light body feeds into our meridian system. How, I'm not sure exactly, but um, uh, it's facilitating that. And she said eventually then we'll be activating a rainbow meridian system, where we can directly get these frequencies from the dimensionalized field. Right now it's a little different, but that's what this is for. This is a Taran ocean plant that Sammie showed me. It's has some incredible rejuvenating energy, and I was shown this like liquid recalibration pool in the 7 higher heavens, like this whole temple kind of uh, drawing here. I saw it in the 7 higher heavens, and then when I drew it, I realized it's on Tara, so it came from 7 higher heavens, and it came into Tara here. So you'll see the liquid gold, liquid emerald. If some of you remember, this is the wings of Asclepius, which is supposed to be part of our light body that we had lost. One of the wings had been cut and they were returned to us. And I think this is in the January 2022 class and meditation, reattaching the wings of Asclepius. So it's the ability to self-heal, to heal ourselves, is what the wings of Asclepius is supposed to do. And then the rejuvenating the flower and the nereids, uh, the ocean nymphs of Tara are all in here to help us recalibrate. So we'll be using that in our meditation today. And then, I'll share it and you can use it yourselves at various times when you feel drawn to just sit and look at it, look at the image, and imagine yourself in it. We're also going to use this red-tailed hawk, the spirit of the red-tailed hawk, which helps us to right all the way down to the root level, and help us embody this new template or this 4D template that we've stepped into. So even though the autists are embodying too, like I would say, probably a lot of us, especially star seeds, we're at even various levels of embodiment, because of the way the planet has been. So this, um, the spirit, like a renewed spirit of the red-tailed hawk, is going to assist us, and it helps to bring in that masculine and feminine, or bridge it together, um, and using your own breath, your spiritual breath that brought you here. So, uh, and it's through embodiment that uh, the earth helps us to manifest what we need, to be our soul, to to execute our soul mission. We draw to us the material things that we need. It's different than the law of attraction, where other people talk about, that you're going to attract to you uh, the things, the right circumstances, and things like that. And in a way, it is, but it's the earth that really helps us do that. The soul of the earth and the earth matter. So it's a really different um, kind of way of, well, not really different, but kind of a slight nuance about that idea of law of attraction. It's more about receiving the material things that we require in the energy sort of exchanges, to fulfill our soul mission, is my understanding of it. Yeah, it was an interesting moment I had with Sam last week, where there was like an aspect of her coming down, and then uh, from her tailbone, she connected to her earth star, and then I felt the earth answer her back through this silver cord that came up from her earth star, and it said, um, I receive you, and I support your soul mission. So that's kind of what I was just saying. It was a beautiful moment. Okay, let me advance the slide or one more as we get to our meditation. And before I look at this, one new message here. Oh, you just saw two hawks. Okay, cool. You were getting the message for tonight. Okay, so I don't have to advance it anymore. So right here is where we'll be. And so I'm going to use that liquid light recalibration pool. Thanks for joining us, all of you. Be well until next time. Thank you very much.